Hey guys, what's happening? I'm just booting everything up, getting Premiere ready to go, getting everything else needed ready to go. This is like my second night doing a stream. I did one yesterday on Twitch, but I thought YouTube would probably be better. I prefer using YouTube, and yeah, no idea what I'm doing. If you give me a moment, I am just... How's everyone doing? I'm just getting all my chat stuff sorted just so I can see everything. For some reason OBS is not displaying it properly. That's standard. I'm new to this, Adam. I'm new to this. I'm getting the hang of it. I'm just How's the edit going, Adam? If you are editing. Hey Kim, how you going? It's good to see some creatives on here tonight. This is pretty cool. Tonight I'm gonna be cutting through some footage. Yesterday night I'll show you what I was doing last night. I was actually cutting together a longer video of that recent super video that I did. There's just so much epic footage that I shot, and I felt like I wasted so much. As you video guys know, there's so much footage that you have left over, and when you're making like a short 1 minute, 2 minute video, it's a waste. It's sad to waste some footage. So I actually just went on stream last night for 2 hours, and I literally cut together all the rolling shots, and I have 36 minutes of cut rolling shots. That's how much rolling shots I got. Ridiculously long. So I thought about making a cool 30-minute edit. I know it's pretty long, but just something cool. Rolling shots of the Supra with the aim game kit on it. It looks pretty cool, and just some from different angles. Front, rear, back. Using the Tilter Alien Hydra mount, which is an that's awesome, Kim. It's a good time to relax during lockdown. Hey. Yeah, I've got to do that. Adam. I've got to sort out some more reels for Bez Media. I've got so much to do. It's just like that, you edit all your client stuff, and then it's like, you know, do you have time? You've got to make time to do your own stuff. It's a massive juggle at the moment, but I'm getting there. Supercars of Australia, how you going? Yeah, I'm just going to be editing I'm going to be cutting some clips tonight of a job I've got to do with Aston Martin, Zagami Automotive. So we've just got a DBX campaign. So I've already started cutting some clips together. But yeah, we'll get there. I've got some day and night footage, as you can see, of this DBX. Lots of nighttime stuff because we took it in the Arvo, filmed at night first, and then got up the next morning and obviously captured a mix of daytime stuff, but not a whole lot, because these campaigns are going to be 30-second, 1-minute videos. They're just going to be short and sweet, you know. Some show features of the car, some just show off the car, just a mix of stuff. So you can see we're here going at the beach. I'm going to close stream. Yeah, there's never enough time in a day. If any of you guys have any questions though about video editing or even business in general, ask away. I mean, I've have full time, and it's what I do every day. I love filming. I love editing. Clients, I'm doing stuff for myself, such as. It's been a pretty fun journey, but yeah, I'm going to cut some clips. Might start with the nighttime stuff, because nighttime stuff I love. It's so cool. I use all the Sony Alpha cameras, A7S III, A7 III, A7 III. So yeah, it's awesome shooting low light. Yeah, I absolutely love it. So if we start with some nighttime stuff, so just, you know, what I'm going to do as well. If I play this, can you guys hear the background audio of the PC? I'm hoping not. I'll just make sure it's down. There's nothing worse than hearing wind noise when you're editing your rolling shots. If you would probably know that, Adam. It's horrid. Alright, so let's get stuck into it. It's got heaps of stationary shots. There we go. Couldn't see my chat bar before. For some reason it was cropping it off, but now I can. All good. Alright, so with this video I want to go for something short and sweet. I want to just kind of highlight Aston Martin. You can see I've already kind of cut clips here. So I just don't bother anymore, man. I just turn the music down and I just start cutting. So I know every video guy has a different process when they edit. Mine in particular, because I already have a vision of how I want the video to look, and I know what clips I've filmed. By the way, I film and edit everything, so I'm well aware of what I've filmed and what I want to put next. So with this Aston Martin one, I kind of want to create something just showing the details, and a bit like the Super video, if anyone saw it, how it goes from, you know, stationary shots to a bit of action shots. Yeah, so what I'll do from here is I'll probably find a rolling shot. 8-bit architecture, how you going? So you've got some cool rolling shots here over the, what do we have? Over the Balti, oh, sorry, the Westgate. Whoosh, whoosh, how you going, man? Everyone knows this spot in Melbourne. I think it's probably the most overused spot, but it's awesome how, you know, you've always got different colors, things changing up and whatnot. If you're just tuning in, I'm doing some editing just for this Aston Martin campaign, and just chatting. So if you've got any questions as a creative, as a person looking to get into it, or even just business stuff, ask away. It's happening, Luke. True man. I thought YouTube would probably be a bit better for you to watch on. You're probably a bit too old to download Twitch. So with this, I'm trying to make something kind of elegant and something cool as well. Cool, elegant, and just pops. So I want to go from some stationary shots to, you know, some of this. What I'll normally do is I'll cut out all my clips first that I want, and then I'll find the song, or sometimes I'll do it the other way around. I really like to find the song first and find something that I think is going to suit with the kind of storyline in my head. A lot of my videos for clients, we do a lot of storyboarding, so we already know the look and feel and the scenes and the order that it's all going to be put in. And sometimes like this, it's just like, you know what, I've got an image in my head, I've got, you know, the type of music in my head that I want to use. It's just a matter of finding it, which I'm sure all you creatives would know, the struggle of finding good music. Yeah, this shot was, that shot was pretty good. This rolling shot, I'll show you the whole raw clip actually. I do use a car mount now. I used to hang out of a car, probably like a lot of you other guys. Obviously not as, it's frustrating to do, the gimbal going a bit floppy and dealing with the wind and communicating with the driver. It's just impossible. So I ordered the Tilter Alien Hydra arm months ago, like last September, and I finally got it a couple of months ago, I think around March or April. And ever since, it's been awesome. So this was obviously filmed before it. But yeah, this is just literally hanging out the car with the Ronin. This is with the Ronin M, so the bigger one. Everyone's got the Ronin S, RS, which you can obviously use for different applications. But yeah, this is all ungraded, just capturing some of the rolling shots. So from after that, I'll probably go to something. Josh, how you going? Yeah, finding music is probably the most painful part, right? Like sometimes, example I showed yesterday on stream, I did a client's video. I had 4 different edits. I'll actually open it up and I'll pray to God Premiere doesn't close. But if I just go to this project, I literally had to find 4 different songs and I was like, holy shit, this is perfect. Smash idea. Things. But yeah. And sometimes, yeah, just take a whole day, half a day for a song. You have a night. But yeah. A trailer video I've just done. Why do Mustangs always crash? I believe that just may be something that happens in the US because it doesn't really happen here, hey? It's more so I think it's more so the Honda drivers here, Luke. But yeah, music is probably the most time-consuming time. But this is exactly why before projects, I like to establish a look and feel. Like I really know the vibe that I'm going for. And that really does help me, even if I'm finding the music after, like in this situation, the exact look and feel that I'm going for. So with this, I'm going for something that's like, you know, cinematic, moody, a bit punchy. Particular instruments I'm looking for. I'd love to use something like with a violin, so it's got a bit of a build up. That's a good question. My music, so a lot of all my clientele music, it's obviously all licensed music that I use. I use 4 main websites. Probably the first 3 that I use are Soundstripe, MusicBed, and Artlist. They all have an awesome range of music. Big mix, but if it's like personal projects and whatnot, I love going on SoundCloud. As House of Cinematics just mentioned. Sorry, give me a second. Yeah, but personal projects, I love using stuff on SoundCloud that people have made because there's so many talented people out there, and yeah, there's just some awesome stuff I want to use. I normally hit them up, ask them for permission if I can use their song, and then obviously, you know, use it in my video. And then I always credit them. I always link a direct link to exactly where I found the song, because if it helps build them traffic, then awesome, you know. And you know, you build a good relationship with the artists that create the music, because you know you never know what else they create. Some people create some awesome stuff. I'm losing my voice. I did this yesterday and I was fine. So, what else? I want to go with something a bit more classy. So this would actually be a cool shot to put at the start. You know what? The best way to start Supercars of Australia is literally work with what you got. Doesn't matter if it's a GoPro, doesn't matter if it's your phone, even if you got a DSLR camera, whatever it is. Pick up what you got and give it a shot. How I first started, I mean, I literally started with a Nikon D3100. It was a crappy camera, and I didn't even have a tripod. I was literally making my first videos with just like my camera strap around my neck and then holding it out and trying to get those stable shots. After that, I got a tripod. Just bought like a cheap $20 tripod, and just I was literally going out every night when I first started practicing, and every dollar I earned and saved, I put back into buying new stuff, and then bought a slider, and then kept evolving like that. So the best tip I can give is go out during the day, go out during the night when you've got the time, and just try everything. If you're not familiar with like settings and how to shoot, again, practice. I've learned so much on YouTube myself. I pretty much learned everything on YouTube. I'm just, for a bit of a background, I'm self-taught. I never studied anything. The only thing I studied was business management. So I've never studied any sort of film courses or uni. I literally picked up a camera, went out and practiced. When I couldn't figure out how to do something and I just couldn't figure it out, I would just go to YouTube. YouTube has literally taught me so much, and it still does every day. So it's a great base to learn as well. So in regards to how to start, grab your camera, go out, organize a friend's car. It doesn't matter what type of car it is. It doesn't have to be anything special. Just film it. Practice makes perfect. And then when you feel confident, or you just want to do something cooler, then there's plenty of people out there. You just hit them up on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and I'm sure as hell you'll find someone who'll be keen to get a free video of their car. So how you doing, Christo Visuals? Adam, House of Cinematics, have you tapped into DaVinci Resolve and color grading? So I'm still playing with it, but I'm not investing as much time as I should be to help develop. I think it's because I'm stuck in the Premiere Pro cycle. So obviously, because I'm used to editing in Premiere Pro, it's so hard to transition over, man. But in saying that, I have tried to edit some particular client projects, and I've even promised my next project that I edit, I'm going to try doing DaVinci Resolve. So I'm literally going to just try edit the whole thing. I did watch a DaVinci Resolve course, and it had a really in-depth and awesome view about color grading. I had a good play. One of my friends, Tim, THW Visuals up in Perth, he actually is a color gradist himself, and he actually uses DaVinci Resolve. So he showed me a few tips and tricks back then, and it's amazing what you can do in it. It's cool, it's crazy, but it's such a big transition to go from what I'm doing to that, but getting there. Yeah, Christo, that's good, man. I'm doing good. I'm just doing some live editing on this Aston Martin campaign, and at the same time, just feel free to ask any questions if you have about video or business in general. Love to chat, love to give advice and help out. I've helped a lot of creatives out over the last couple of years, and it's awesome to see them pursuing their own thing. Even House of Cinematics in chat, Adam, I remember talking to him many years ago before he was even doing video. So it's awesome to see now that he's doing it and he's pumping out his own content. It's super awesome. Yeah, Kim Tith Brothers, is that how you pronounce it? I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah, you probably know yourself. I mean, even before I started, there's people in this chat, example Tith Brothers, right? So before I started video, even when I was starting video, I was following people like Tith Brothers. I was watching all their videos that they make. They're doing Motor X videos, car showcase videos, and back then it really wasn't well saturated. Like there was just not that many people doing it, especially in Australia. So it was awesome to see, and I just loved watching everyone's videos who did automotive. I watched so many people here in Australia, so it's really, really cool to see that you guys are still around. You still love it and enjoy it. Yeah, man, thanks for tuning in. James uses Resolve. I'll give him a heart attack if I ask for advice, Vlad. So there is a free version of DaVinci, but I actually bought the DaVinci Resolve version, the full version, and it's just epic. But compared to Premiere, it's a big learning curve, but that's because I've been using this for 7 years. I'm so used to it. But I have to admit, I really do like it. It's got some awesome features. The inbuilt stabilization is epic. The color grading is insane. Like, you have to download the free version and just try it with some of your clips. The things you could do with color grading and creating nodes, it's just completely different to Premiere. And I was just like, holy shit, how do I handle this? How do I use this? But I'm still learning as well. I'm no expert with it, but I have to admit, I reckon if I master it and practice my skills with it, I definitely would probably swap over to it. Like, I've had so many problems with Premiere. It's a love-hate relationship, as everyone can probably relate to. It crashes all the time, laggy, etc., etc. But yeah, nice. You recently purchased a camera and you're hoping to get out there soon. You're getting bored of doing virtual photos. Yeah, man. You got to try everything. It's good to hear you purchased a camera. Literally go out there. You got your own car, your family car, your friend's car. Just go out there, shoot, practice, create some stuff, edit. If you don't know something, search it up on YouTube. There's heaps of stuff you can learn. Like I said, I'm all self-taught. If I can do it, I'm sure anyone else can. Yeah, James, I've actually got. I bought the DaVinci Resolve, whatever it is, the studio thing. I think it was like $400-500. So I actually got the proper version. But when I watched that like 20-30 minute tutorial, it was awesome. I'm actually realizing how hard it is to read chat, reply, and try keep editing. But I'll keep going through some clips too. But yeah, it's awesome. I really, really want to learn how to use it more. Yeah, I still jump back into Premiere all the time. It's just like a comfort zone, right? You're used to it. You know what you're doing. You know where everything is. It just still works sometimes. But yeah, I am slowly transitioning over. I probably will eventually transition over. All right, so I've got some rolling shots, and some stationary. I want to get a nice wide stationary and a nicer spot. Hey Caleb, how you going? Yeah, some of these rollers are pretty cool. I'm just piecing together like a short Aston Martin campaign, and I'm just working with some footage. Oh, we used some stuff from Chinatown. It looks pretty cool. What if you just use Premiere to clip and edit and DaVinci to color? So I actually did try that with a video on my channel called Ambition. So I actually edited the whole thing in Premiere. I tried to grade it. So the Ambition project on my YouTube channel, I actually filmed that in 2016. So it was with an old camera, old settings, didn't know how to film properly. So things were overexposed, underexposed. It looked like shit, and it was really hard to grade on Premiere. And that's when I got my friend Tim to help me out. So he actually helped me grade for the first time on DaVinci Resolve. And man, I was watching him grade my clips and I just couldn't believe it. Like, there was like full clips, like, and this is me fresh starting out, not knowing how to film, going through a yellow tunnel, white balance is on auto, yellow, and this is I was filming a chrome blue wrapped Lamborghini, and James Dean in chat was there. He was the camera car driver, and it was just, came out horrid. It didn't look good. And Tim literally fixed the color grade. He even made this video showing it standard and then, doing the base color correction and then fixing it up. And actually, he saved the image so much that I was just like, holy crap, that is insane. So yeah, it was pretty impressive to see what it could do. So I'm definitely keen after seeing that to learn more. I just couldn't believe how much he fixed the footage. Yeah, James, I'm definitely gonna practice more with it. I've just started kind of dedicating every other client's project to it, and then if I find I'm struggling with it, I'll just copy the file over and put it into Premiere. So from most YouTube tutorials I watch seem to use DaVinci. Yeah, DaVinci's super popular with color grading for sure. Tough things that effects in Premiere Pro don't translate to DaVinci. Yeah, so what I was taught by my friend Tim is when you're putting everything over to from Premiere to DaVinci, don't apply any effects, don't apply anything to it. The clips just should be cut, and they can be cut to the music, but don't apply anything. If you plan on applying clips, swap it over to DaVinci first, grade the clips, and then put it back into Premiere Pro, and then apply all the effects and stuff like that. Because I tried that. I tried to put my whole project with all the effects into DaVinci, and it just was like, nope. It just completely shut itself. So I guess it's one of those things, right? Like they're two complete different programs. All right, let's find some more rollers. You can hide the effects, Adam, but I wouldn't recommend it. Like it still has a spasm, detects that it's got a clip, something applied to the clip. So if anything, I would just, as clean as possible. It makes it easier to translate to resolve. Where are all my rollers? There we go. These are some average ones, I think. Yep. So these are cooler cutaways. I like to kind of put all the, I always do that. You click that by accident, and you're like, where's the clip? So everyone tuning in, I'm trying to make like a short edit for this Aston Martin campaign for one of my clients, and I'm going for something elegant but like cinematic and kind of poppy. So I'm kind of cutting the clips that I want. These are only going to be like 30 seconds to a minute long. So I've got like some cutaways, stationary shots, roller, a couple more stationary shots, back to rolling. Probably going to change this because I've used it. I really like to use different angles. I don't like to do the same stuff over and over. So I've got a lot of rears, but where are my fronts at? Something like this. So probably plop that there. What else we got after that? So we've got close-up roller, another rear, which we might scrap. So I cut my clips really rough, but still to a certain degree of like, in between the lines of where I want it to be. And then obviously when I do the whole, cutting to the music, I think that shot's probably better for the ending. I'll have to cut that a bit longer because it kind of jolts. This would be a cool ending shot. No, I don't like the angle of that. Actually like that one at the end. So we've got it stationary, so I should do some interior stuff. What else we got here? Anyone here who's got a Ronin M and film stuff upside down sometimes to get those angles, and your Ronin vibrates like crazy, but still shot? I actually need some interior shots. What is if there's any creatives here, what do you guys film with? What equipment do you use? I'd love to know what other people use. Yesterday I actually met someone who uses a R4. I actually don't know what the brand is. Is it Canon R4? But yeah, it was interesting to see a mix of different things. Judging by everyone I see in this chat, it looks like a lot of you are Sony, I'm gonna guess. Just the, well, actually, House of Cinematics, I believe you're Canon, right? So I've got some of the trim. Anyone tuning in? I'm just editing a short Aston Martin campaign video. So if you have any questions about filming, editing, business, ask away. Love to help out. Love to see what you guys are doing. Yeah, man, so much footage you don't end up using. Just like I'm actually going to go back to this project and show you guys something here. Heart attack ready? Premiere Pro. We should have a bet on how many times it will actually crash. So, Adam, like I cut this last night on stream. Took me 2 hours, but there is 36 minutes of perfectly cut rolling shot footage that I can edit and cut to music. And this is like all the footage of this is all the rolling shots. And then in relation to Kim, what you're saying, what's your thoughts on the pros and cons of the Alien Hydra arm? It is the best money I have ever spent. It is absolutely epic. When we filmed this super shoot, I'm literally just gonna probably just do it through here. This Alien Hydra mount was on the car, mounted to the car for anywhere between, I think in total, 5 to 6 hours, and it was absolutely solid. I don't think it has any cons. I haven't experienced any cons. I've used it pretty heavily in some epic so far. I even used it recently on gravel and stuff like that, and it was just super smooth. I can't fault. All this footage is a little bit probably choppy, but I mean, if you take this clip for example, I might just render it so it plays nicely for you guys to watch. Yeah, James, that's right. The corners, yeah, you can do square and rounded cars. So I've got a Panamera, which is a pretty bubbly round car, and I can mount that all around the car. Yeah, I'm making fire coming out of my PC. But if you look at this rolling shot, it's just super smooth. Like I'm controlling. So just to give you guys an insight, I actually am controlling the gimbal. I'm using 2 phones. I'm controlling one that controls all my camera settings, so my f-stop, ISO, white balance, blah blah blah. And my second phone I'm actually using as like the joystick. So this has got the RS2 Ronin bolted onto it. But as you can see, the shot's super smooth. It's only me like turning the camera too quickly and stuff. But you can see how smooth it is. There's not one bump, no nothing, you know. I couldn't believe it, you know. And this is on the side of the car. What was impressive was on the front of the car when it was mounted. It's copying wind, 100 k's on a freeway, absolutely flawless. Like, couldn't believe it. This is bolted directly to the front of the car, and look at this. Super smoothly for you guys. Probably not. But, render some stuff. But yeah. Let me find a better clip. I'll actually just render this one. Yeah, so the alien, so how's the cinematics? The alien the car with the wind, like we went up to like 140, 150 k's, super smooth. Look at this. This is 100 k's on the freeway, and super smooth, man. Like not one issue. It's not shaking. The only little jolts are like me doing it, but I'm actually using the Force Mobile, so I can kind of turn it and move it around, etc., etc. But this is directly bolted to the front of the car. Wind hitting it, man. This setup on front of the car is insane. I can't fault it. Yeah, so that's a bit of an inside of it mounted to the front. There are literally no cons with this mount. It's pricey. It's not that expensive, but for what it is, you know, honestly, for the price, what it's worth, I think it's pretty well priced. Yeah, it's just insane. Even here, you just can't get these types of shots unless you've got one of the. My PC's gonna have a heart attack, but yeah, look at that. It's like mounted to the front, directly rear shot. And we did this all night. Like I said, this thing was mounted to the car for 5 to 6 hours. It did not move once. It did not. The suction caps didn't move at all. And was because I'm running wires, because I'm recording to an Animus externally to shoot 4K ProRes. Some of the wires sometimes caught onto the number plate because I'd be turning left to right. We'd be doing these panning shots, crossing the lanes left to right, which I'll try find. That'll be somewhere. Yeah, so like, I'm just going to render this. It's just going to make life easier for everyone. The left side, and right. Obviously, I had to pull over and just turn it off and on. That happened with the cable thing about 3 times over 6 hours. So look, this is at the front. I'll just let this roller play out, and you'll see that he'll transition from the left to the right, and it's just super smooth. So see this, and that's me force mobiling it. Eventually, I think I just used the joystick, but this is me still trying to get used to the gimbal and all the wireless software. Yeah, but as you can see, super smooth on the front still, swapping lanes. Yeah, this was just took a few times to get right, but obviously, like I said, going left to right, the cable eventually catches on. What's happening, Rob? Rob Whitmore. Haven't seen you in a while, mate. Yeah, House of Cinematics. You need to use this on the front more. I'm telling you, like insane. DJI handle. No, I'm not. So I'm actually using so I had 2 phones set up. I had one phone set up, like I said, for my camera, and then the second phone, I literally was using the DJI Ronin RS2 app. And you can either you can do one of 3. You can do 3 things. You can use the joystick, so it's like a virtual joystick on the screen. You can use Force Mobile, so what you can do is you can actually turn your phone and it turns the gimbal, and that's what I was using. That's why sometimes it was so choppy. We'd go over a bump and I'd be like, fuck. And then the third one is you can actually hook up a like a PlayStation controller. So yeah. I couldn't use the controller because I had to update my iOS and I hadn't done it yet, so I was just using the Force Mobile. But yeah, I'll definitely be looking into that. I think my 1900, yeah, I think mine was about 1500, something like that. I got it when it first was announced, and then they actually stopped selling it because they had to make some changes and fixes to it. And because I bought it in the first batch, they just honored it and gave it to me under the same price that I bought it for. So yeah, I think I bought it for about $1,600. So what camera and lens do you use for photography and video? So Cristo Visuals. I currently use the A7 III right next to me, and I've got the A7S III as well, which I waited months for again to get. They're the 2 main cameras that I use. I love using the A7 III for obviously photos, but I use it for photos and video. Sometimes I use it during the day for both photo and video. I use it for night for photos, sometimes at night for video as well. It's awesome. But then the A7S III for video. In terms of lenses, I've got all the G Master lenses. So I've got the 24-70, the 7200, some of the primes. but one of my favorite primes, I've actually got the Sigma 35mm, and I love it. It's super sharp. My favorite go-to is either the 24-70 G Master, the 2.8, because it's an awesome all-rounder. And I still use the Ronin M. I love the Ronin M. I just can't use the RS2 as a thing. I just don't like it. I just love the Ronin M better. I find that I get smoother shots. But yeah, the 24-70 is my go-to, and then if not the 24-70, definitely the 35mm, the Sigma 35mm. It's awesome. Yeah, 16 to 50 doesn't kit lenses, or even if it's just a normal lens, like you can still do quite a bit with a normal lens. You know, like there's so much you can do. I mean, when I first started, I had the Nikon, and I went to a Canon 70D, and this is before the A7 series came out. Then after, sorry, I lost my track. Yeah, so I had the 70D, and then when the Sonys came out, I got the A7S Mark 1 straight away, and then the Mark 2 came out. Eventually I got that, and I was using that for quite a while. But even with the Mark 1 and the Mark 2, I was still using all my Canon L series lenses. I was using a Metabones adapter, and yeah, like it sucked because, like, you know, you didn't have your Sony on Sony autofocus and stuff like that. It was all very you know, sucky, you know. Eventually I just bit the bullet. I sold all my Canon lenses and then started investing all the Sony stuff, and it is amazing Sony on Sony, especially with like the A7S III, how you can auto track, and it's amazing. Auto follow focus is insane, especially with people. I tried it in low light at night. I couldn't believe it. Alright, so I might just close the super project because that's giving me a heart attack. Thanks, Rob. Cutting in and out. Yeah, cool. When I render stuff, I thought so. Missed the chat earlier, but I started using Premiere Pro for cutting clips, exporting the timeline, and grading DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, so Rob, before we were talking about using Premiere Pro and how I bought DaVinci Resolve around this time last year, but I'm trying to transition over to it because it's an amazing thing, but I just can't commit yet because I'm just so used to Premiere. But slowly with my own personal projects and with my client stuff, I'm slowly working my way to learn it better because I would just like to use it more. But yeah, it's epic. So I'm happy with these clips. That's like a good minute worth of clips that I'll probably cut down to under a minute, 30 seconds to a minute. So I'm going to start cutting some daytime stuff. See, I'm using my phone, using the phone for camera setup, f-stop, and then I'm using the DJ handle. So the handle's good, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with the handle. It's still solid. Like I said, I still have a lot of different configurations to try. I'm sure the handle would be a better option. What I'd love is having the handle and then bolted onto a screen. But there's just so many, you know, pros and cons, you know. Yeah. How are you finding Resolve compared to Premiere Pro? I am really struggling to get into using it, but the color grading stuff you can do on there just blows my mind, man. Like you missed what I mentioned before, but I had a friend teach me, and he literally edited some of my footage that I filmed in 2016 when I was, you know, still learning and didn't know what white balance was, and, like, you know, how to do it properly. And I had filmed this clip, and it was all, you know, yellow in a yellow tunnel, and yeah, like, it was horrid. And he literally fixed it, and I watched him do it in front of me over remote desktop, and I was just like, holy crap, like, you really fixed that clip for me, man. So this is a cool clip. We'll get some stationaries first. Have you tried the RS2 with handles? Yeah, Kim, I have. I've actually got it. I've got the RS2 with handles, but I just don't know. What I'd like to do is I'd like to get that Eco, the ring, and then probably bolt it so it's hanging upside down, so you're using it like a Ronin M. I just don't like using the RS2, like, you got the handles and the camera's above. I just don't like it. I mean, me mainly doing automotive stuff, I'm always, you know, hanging the camera low and stuff like that. I'm sure I know you can hang it upside down, but then, I don't know. I think it's just one of those things. I'm used to using a Ronin M and just how it is. But yeah, I think it's just a personal preference for me. Oh, Christo, A6000, awesome camera to start learning on. They pack a massive punch. Like, they're actually really impressive for what they are. I think they're very much so underestimated, those cameras. Even one of the people who currently works for me, he started with I think it was an A6300, and he was doing all his photos and all his videos on there. And like, if you saw the photos and the videos he was producing, you would be like, "Oh, this is awesome! This must be a Sony A7." But I couldn't believe it. It was actually a 6000 series camera. So you got a pretty good base, man, to start with. And the lens, don't worry about the lens. I'm guessing the A6000, I'm pretty sure it's like a crop sensor. And I'm pretty sure you can get that GM, it's like 18 to 105 or something like that. Or 200 or something like that. But he was using that as his lens for photo and video. And oh man, like, look into it. It's a cheap lens to get for your camera. It produces some awesome stuff. So I'm getting a mix of some macro shots. And so what I'm doing now, so here was something different. So I had an idea and vision of like the order of clips that I want to put it in. And then I'll just find a song and edit it to it. And then I've got this one where I'm doing the complete opposite, and I'm just cutting all the stationary clips that I really, really like, that stand out to me the most. Some of the paint, some macro shots. And then I'll start piecing it together in an order that I think looks cool. But yeah, Kim, I'm definitely planning on getting that ring for the RS2. I'd love to use it because I mean, before I even got into using Ronins, well, okay, so how I started using tripods. Then I reinvested and bought some sliders, and then after sliders, I bought a glide cam, and I used that glide cam for like 2 years. I became like a glide cam master with that thing. I could make shots look like I was using a Ronin. And then eventually I bought like the Ronin, like the OG heavy Ronin. I've still got it as well. And this is before the Ronin M even came out. So you can imagine how heavy using a Ronin was with a Canon with all the lenses. And then the relief of when the Ronin M came out, and it was just like, oh, my shoulders, man, this is great. But now even the Ronin M's heavy. The Ronin M compared to the RS2 is awesome, But honestly, using the Ronin M is not that bad. It's just when you put the Adamus monitor on, it just makes a world of difference with weight. It's just because it's awkward on one side. Hey, Nothy, how you going? Good afternoon, good evening if you are from Australia or somewhere else. I'm just editing some clips if you're tuning in of a Aston Martin campaign that I'm doing. So I'm looking for those epic rollers. Here we go. We got some nice city backdrop. I know they're later down here. There we go. How many people here are actually stuck in lockdown as well? I'd love to go out right now and film. Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool. So we got a bit of beachy. Well, this is a dock. Some stationary dock, some close-ups. I want to get some more close-ups in there, some more rolling. So we'll definitely get a rolling by the beach, but get it from the front. Afternoon here in IKEA land. It is freezing here, This is pretty cool, going down in Melbourne. Some nice beach shots. So if you're tuning in, I'm just getting some clips together of an Aston Martin campaign that we're doing and making it look cool. I'm just kind of getting together all the clips, separate all the rolling ones. I want to get a nice wide shot roller, and I'll see if I've got a macro shot of like the wheel. I know this will be a side one here. Yeah, that's cool. Nice recorder. That one's a bit lower. You can see I've already cut it before. Got my eye on it. How often does, if anyone here uses Premiere Pro, how often do you hit Control S? I think I do it like every 5 seconds. Yeah, the RS2 stability, I have to admit, is awesome, man. Like, even on the mount, it's got that super smooth feature, and it works really hand in hand with the actual car mount. All those shots I showed you before, though, with the Supra, they didn't have that super smooth mode on. That was with it off and just on the mount. So that really demonstrates how smooth that mount is. You don't need to use that super smooth feature. I would probably use it if you are probably more on like a rockier terrain. But for awesome rig, I definitely would say invest in getting one. Yeah, I've had the autosave fail on me, Rob. I've been editing and it said it's saved, and it's like, you know, go back in the program and it's like, oh, this project was edited 50 minutes ago or something. So this is, where is this? This is Exhibition Center. So I've got a nice mix of clips here, some stationary stuff. I mean, that's a good 45 seconds. That's probably another minute worth of clips. I'll put them in an order that I think will be nice. I see a nice ending shot and you see a nice starting shot. So that shot I think looks shit. I'll get rid of that. Okay, nice detail shot. Surely there's another detail shot of the paint. Awesome. I should have definitely put on some royalty-free music, hey? I don't edit, but I pretty much use Control S when I make changes to programming. Yeah, it's definitely a habit. It's with everything I do. I'll even be in like Google Docs and I'll hit Control S. It's just become it's a Premiere. It's like Premiere's cursed me, man. It's like I have to save. So does anyone have any cool projects they'd like to do or they're working on, or what are people trying to do or learn or, you know, grow with? Me myself, I'm trying to always develop my skills. I'm trying to create more personal projects, and I promised myself this year I would, and I have been pumping one out, you know, a couple at least every month. I've got some big ones on my whiteboard, but every time I seem to plan to film them, and some of them do take a bit of work to plan out because I'm using multiple people and cars. We've copped a few lockdowns here, which has sucked, but you know, it is what it is. Chuck a roller in there. Oh, hang on a second. I'm putting it in the wrong fucking thing, aren't I? Should be here. Yeah, I do that all the time as well on a web browser. I hit Control S and I'm like, what are you doing, man? Thinking I'm in Premiere Pro. I'll like Alt Tab out. So what are these clips actually alright, the way I've cut them? Sometimes I film things in a particular order. Like I'll have a vision of how I want the video to look, and I'll actually film those clips in that particular order. I mean, if I show you something on my phone, I don't know how well it's going to look on the camera, but with certain things I write like a checklist, a shot list, and I usually plan it out. Sometimes I don't fill it in the order, sometimes I do. Like here you can see for my cameras over here, I've got like a shot list, and then I'll just like tick it off on my phone and every shot that I capture, so then I know I've got it. But I'll always film that particular shot in like 3 or 4 different angles just so I've got more footage, because you can never have enough footage, right? Like the more footage you got, the more you got to work with. So it definitely makes it less stressful. Alright, so I've got. So I'll chuck these 2 rollers together. They look awesome. Now I've got a rear shot. I don't think this one's appropriate because there's lots of rear quarters, so I'll get rid of that. Ending shot, beach, looks out of place, that one. I think I need to do something with the interior. Maybe the start button. What's that? Tith, you just done a video for Go Fast Bits? You'll have to show me, man. I'd love to see what you're doing nowadays. I don't think I've seen a video have you made a video in a while? Or are you just like getting back into it? I remember I used to watch all your videos, man. I even remember some of the Motor X ones. It would have been like 6 or 7 years ago when I first started. I was watching some of the Motor X edits that you did. I loved watching them, man. Rob, that sounds super fun. Hanging out of a tank. I'd love to mount my rig to a tank and get some shots. That would be an absolute laugh. How are you finding the 1DX? I know a few people who've used that, but I've never heard any feedback about them. Nice, man. What car? What car you're gonna get some more power out of? I'm guessing a lot of people here are car guys. I've got a 34 Skyline myself, which I haven't driven in like too long, but unfortunately I haven't had the time. What cars are you guys into? I'm actually really curious. I'm an absolute car nut. Oh, that's right. Are you guys still in lockdown as well in Sydney? We just went into a lockdown on Friday, and it's like for 5 days, but for some BS will probably happen and get extended, right? So what I want to do now is I want to use some time shots that I got. So could use probably one of the starting things. Probably there. I'll put a nice starting shot in there before it starts driving. Make it make sense. Rob, you'll have to link me on Facebook the video that you make from it with all the rolling shots and stuff. I'd love to see. What do we have here? Bit of a rev. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. Close up of the DBX. Cool. So I've basically cut together 2 short videos, which I'll make to a 30-second minute video, and obviously just need to find the music. I actually didn't plan on trying to find music on a stream, but it would be a fun experience. I don't know if you guys can hear it or will hear it, but we can give it a shot. Mark 1 Skoda Octavo Turbo. Oh yeah, awesome. Oh, awesome. Sweden. You would have a nice mix of cars there. A lot of Euros, I would imagine. Oh damn, so you're in lockdown again. That sucks. We actually went out during lockdown, and one of the most recent ones, and it was like there was cops everywhere, but no one gave a shit. I think everyone's just over it here, man. Oh, nice, man. 33 GDR. Yeah, I think you've had that for a while, haven't you? From memory, I think you did a video on it a while ago. You posted some photos of, I'm talking years ago, if I think I'm right. But that's cool, man. It's cool to see some Skyline boys here. I'd love to see you get back in the game, man. I love seeing, I just love meeting creatives that want to make cool shit. Whether it's for fun or for business. You want to make a career out of it, or you just want to make cool shit. Man, do it. Like life's short. That's the way I see it. You either do something now, or you're just gonna grow older and regret the things you never did, man. So just do it. If you can find the time to do it, and you have the time to do it, then oh man, just do it. I don't regret anything that I do. I love taking risks, just trying things, and going for gold. Oh, built-in ND filter is awesome. I really, really wish they would do that with the Sony Alphas. That would be insane. They rumored there was so many rumors when the A7S III was coming out. Oh, it's going to be inbuilt ND. It's going to be do this. It's going to be 6K. But nah, you got to get something like the FS5 or 7, I think, for inbuilt ND still. But if that happens with the Sony Alpha, that would be godlike. That would be awesome having inbuilt stuff. But in saying that, I don't mind using the... Whoop, I almost knocked my microphone over. Just the normal filters that you put on and twist. But yeah, sick, man. I'll check that out later for sure. American cars. Yeah, you know what? There's not many American cars here. Like, we've only just... Over the last couple of years, we've actually started, they've been selling Dodge Rams locally. Mustangs became popular a couple of years ago, like the new Mustangs. What else are they selling here that's Euro? They got the Silverados and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a bigger mix now of American stuff, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, what surprised me was the American cars that I saw in Japan. I usually go to Japan once or twice a year. Absolutely love it. I always go there to film, go to Tokyo Auto Salon, or just for fun. But man, I couldn't believe how big the American car scene over there was as well. Like big mix of cars over there. It's a whole nother world over there. It's the only country I reckon I could pick up all my bags and leave and just go to. I love going to Japan, and the cars there, it's awesome. If you've been living somewhere like where I have, like I'm in Australia, I used to live in the UK, but been here in Australia for quite a while. But yeah, it's definitely different here with the laws. Like, you get absolutely harassed here in Melbourne with modifying a car. Well, here in Australia, I should say, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria. I'd probably say they've probably got it the worst with modifying cars. So I don't know, what's your laws up there with modifying cars? Do you have many restrictions? Can you get defected or done for stuff and have to get like a roadworthy? How's your system work over there? Maybe I'll put on some stream music. Might be good. So I don't know how well this is going to work. If I put this on the screen, can you guys see it? No, you can only see Premiere Pro. I'm just going to look for some music as an example for this clip. But I haven't worked out how to change my my monitor thing. Sorry guys, give me a sec. So you got some pretty cool shots here. Some of these shots are using natural lighting, and then a lot of the lighting I've used, I've either got so I use a lot of Nanlite products, and Nanlite have been awesome with giving me some awesome lighting stuff. I'm actually making a little video for them now, something really cool, which I can't say too much about. But I use Nanlites. If you know the brand, they have some awesome. They got some really awesome lighting. I've got these two particular ones. They're called Pavo tubes. They're like long Pavo tubes. They're called the Pavo Tube 30C, and yeah, man, they're like RGB. They got effects. You can do white balance lighting with them. It's massive. Thanks for tuning in, Northie. Have a good night. Nice to chat. But yeah, in terms of lighting, I use a lot of Nanlite stuff, and then I've got just typical, the big LED lights. I actually don't know the brand of them, but the most popular ones I use are the Nanlites. They got some epic lighting, man. Definitely have a look at their products. I couldn't recommend them highly enough. In terms of business, how do you get client work? That's an awesome question. So, as I mentioned before, I'm all self-taught. I'm just going to cut some more clips whilst I chat. But yeah, I'm all self-taught. A bit of a background. I've been in. There you go. Thanks, Crispy. That's the other light I use apart from the Nanlights. The Light Pros, courtesy of Crispy. But in terms of how I get clients or how I got clients, so I love networking. I've been networking as young as 14, 15 years old. It's such a powerful thing to do, especially nowadays. And when I first started, I was a bit of a background, before I answer this question, a bit of a background. So I've always been involved in the automotive scene and the automotive industry at a young age. The automotive scene as young as, 14, 15. And the industry, I got involved around 18, 19 years old. So when I took a jump, I was working at a company called Import Monster, which you're probably familiar with here in Melbourne. So I was 2IC there. To me, that was a dream job, man. I thought life could not get any better. Who could complain working with Jap and Euro cars all day, every day, importing cars and car parts from Japan? You got 20-foot, 40-foot containers that come in. And it's just full of people's car parts. It was like Christmas every time. I loved the job. Oh, there you go. You can see in one of the clips the Nanlite. Hang on, where is it? At the start. There you go. That big tube. And that's so Crispy in chat holding it. One of my friends who's involved in my business. But so yeah, sorry. Long story short, when I took a jump to pursue what I'm doing now, I utilized a lot of my networks, friends, businesses that I'd, interacted with over the last, X amount of years. And I just basically told them, hey, this is what I'm doing now. Obviously, when you're first starting, no one really wants to, pay or, pay much. So I was either doing stuff for free for particular people, or I was literally charging next to nothing. I'd be like, hey, man, I'll charge you like $200 and I'll make you a video, and like, to them it's like, yeah, it's $200, whatever. It's either good or it's bad. They knew I was starting out, but people put trust in me, and slowly I got better and just built up from there. But in regards to your question, before I go off track, because I could talk about this in so many different avenues, in terms of how I get client work, I actually got a lot of my client work just by pumping out my own projects and pumping out clients' projects. And I just would post everything in my spare time. Like I said, I used to go to all the meets, film them all. I'd film everyone's car and make sure I captured everyone's car in it. So like, you post it up and you got everyone trying to tag their mates and stuff, like your car's here, 20 seconds and blah, blah, blah. And I loved creating that, interaction. I wanted to make everyone feel like, it doesn't matter what they're driving, like, they're worth being in a video, because a lot of people make videos and go to car meets that only put like what they think is the coolest stuff there. But I'll literally put everything in, man. Like, it's what the car scene's about. I've grown up in the car scene and been in it my whole life. So, I just love seeing what everyone does with their cars. So in terms of how I got client work, keep making personal projects, keep making client projects, but keep pumping yourself out there. Keep your presence active. A lot of people, and I'll be guilty of this myself, midway through my business around 2018, just ridiculously busy. I had no time whatsoever to make even a personal project for myself, or even focus on representing my business online. So almost for a good year and a half, I actually stopped posting on my socials and stuff because I was just that busy with my client stuff. But I soon realized that, well, hey, clients and people were actually asking, where's stuff? Have you gotten quiet and stuff like that? But I was actually the complete opposite. And I started pumping out stuff again. I started dedicating time, scheduling stuff, posting on my own social, and just keeping it active. And honestly, I've been operating now for 7 years, and I shit you not, I'm 90% of my work, 95% of my work has been all organic. Only over the last year I've started implementing marketing, like paid marketing. But almost for 7 years, I've managed to build a awesome business that I love waking up to every day, and making a good living from, all organically. So like I said, man, if I can do it, I believe anyone can do it. It's just about having a game plan. It's the most important thing. You really got to structure yourself. You got to really dedicate time, not just for your clients, but for yourself too. Like you got to work in the business, but you also got to dedicate time to work on the business. Otherwise, you're going to sit stagnant and you're not going to grow. And I got to admit, I got to say, I'm guilty for that. I've actually felt like I did that a couple of years ago, but you know what? It's all a part of the process and learning. The only way you learn is by trying things, making mistakes, learning from others, and not having to make those mistakes. So just try everything, man. But I have to admit, I missed making personal projects. I really, really wish I did use that time back then, but you know what? It is what it is. You can't... Oh my god, that is loud. Hey, Ajith. Good to see you back. You're actually on the stream last night. Thanks for joining us. You can see I've kind of swapped over to to here. Yeah, personal projects is the biggest helper in bringing work. Honestly, Kim, I highly suggest, dedicating, I don't know how much time you have. I know everyone's got a different schedule. Whether you got one night a week or even it's every fortnight, literally lock something out, go out and make something cool, man. Like, it doesn't have to be the best thing in the world as long as I've seen your work, man. Like, you do good stuff. You know exactly how to capture something creative, you know how to make it look cool. Man, I remember that back when it was like in the trap days and all that music and stuff. Like, if you did it back then, you sure as hell can do it like straight away like that, But I'd dedicate some time. I'd go out there, make some personal projects. Hey, even if you've done some work for some clients, post it all, man. With all my client stuff, I do normally wait before I post it. I normally do like to wait at least a month plus because I really want that video to perform well for them and for all that exposure and all that, reason why they've made the video, whether it's for brand awareness, sales, etc., etc. I really put effort into, making sure it utilizes. They're the customer. They're the one paying for it. So you got to make sure that they get the best use out of it. Once I feel like that's used, I normally ask for their permission. Like, hey, I'd love to post this on my socials, show off your work. Most of them want me to post it straight away because they're like, yeah, share it around. We'd love to. But I always wait regardless because I just want all that limelight to go to their page, their business, with whatever they're trying to achieve. But hey, once you can post it away, because then you're posting your personal projects and then you're posting your business stuff too. I've kind of transformed my Instagram a little bit, so I'm posting a lot more businessy stuff. Probably will lose a few followers. Not that I really care about followers and any of that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's my business. It's what makes me, money. It helps me grow, survive. So I'm going to implement those things. I don't care, what people think, if it's like not a car channel as such anymore, the Instagram. But this YouTube, personally, is all my personal stuff. I've actually got another YouTube channel. If you look on this one, it's linked, Bez Media Business. So I've got this whole other YouTube channel dedicated just for my clientele videos, So it's also easier for me to funnel future clients to like, hey, check out my work. But it also allows me to separate my personal projects like this that people really want to see away from my business stuff, because I don't want to clog this YouTube up with the business stuff. So that's why I made it. Because I did have a mix of stuff on here. I cleaned out the whole channel and I just started fresh. Am I going to sell LUTs in the future? Upshift Media, you are a mind reader, because on the top of my to-do list are some LUTs for me to sell. I've actually started already making a few. It's more so specifically for video. It probably could be used with photos, but they're more so for video because, video's a completely different thing to photo, I mean, you can use similar LUTs and stuff like that, but things change, color, white balance, etc., in different scenes. So, yeah, man, you've definitely got to try different things with the LUTs. But definitely will be doing some LUTs in the future. I'm actually making, so this is a teaser for kind of everyone listening. I'm actually making a course specifically for automotive production. So it basically, I share all my secrets. I teach you start to finish, how I learned stuff. So, people don't have to learn the hard way. I teach you everything about video. I teach you everything about audio. It's taking a little bit of time to put together, but it's slowly getting there. But that will be an awesome, big bunch of value for people who really want to, try for fun, try, for personal gains, for business, whatever it may be. I'd love to, I want to see other people make some cool stuff, Hey Ben, how you going? I'm presuming you're referring to the separating the YouTube channels. But yeah, I mean, this was always a personal channel, and I started clogging it with business stuff when I made my website. But I was like, I just don't want to, I just want this to be all my cool stuff. Projects, where you can really see where it's like, I just want to make something cool, something fun. Yeah. And I have a whiteboard next to me, which you guys can't see, and it is full of personal projects, which I'm slowly working through. And I need to finish some really badly. But yeah, we're getting there. I did this one, Midnight Heist, in 2018, which went pretty well. I love creating storyline videos. To me, I just, making showcases is fun and it's okay, but I really like telling stories, I really like having something emotional that you can connect to, whether it's like fun, exciting, emotional, sad. I like having a story, it's got a plot to it, so that's my vision with creating videos, I'm kind of bored of making, video showcases unless it's a job, of course. If it's my personal projects, I feel like it's got to be something, cool. Do I approach clients at all? All my client work has come from referrals. So yeah, like I said, a lot of my work has been organic. But yes, I definitely do approach clients. And this is one thing I urge all people to do. People get comfortable with just trying one thing. I literally try like 5 different things at once. Like, I'll be doing organically thing, I'll be reaching out, I'll be running ads, I'll be doing email blast outs, I'll be doing market research, just so many different things you can do. I mean, I could talk about this for hours, but you really have to just try every single avenue. Like, referrals are good, but referrals have limits and they can only get you so far, I mean, in saying that, referrals have gone long time for me. However, you don't just want to rely on that one source. So I definitely recommend approaching clients, hitting them up. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, nah, like, we're not interested. We got someone else. Whatever, man. That's fine. But I also say as well, just because they say no once doesn't mean they're saying no forever. A lot of people really, really hard, and they think because that client said no once. Like, I've had clients that have rejected proposals and stuff like that, but then 6 months down the track, I'll touch base and it's a completely different story, and we'll do something. So it's all about just how committed you are. There's 100 things you could try and do, and finding the right time to do them as well. Like, I can tell you hundreds of things that I've tried that I've failed, and then I've tried them again, but in a proper environment that it was suited for, and they work. So this topic is massive. I could talk about it for hours, honestly. I saw your Facebook ad. Did you get any leads from that? Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's still getting leads every week, so it's going pretty good so far. It's a light campaign. It's actually the first campaign that we rolled out of the new ads, and so far so good. It's getting there. It's generated about 40 leads so far in a week, and it's pretty good. But then I guess that's another thing. You could generate 1,000 leads, but you might only get 2 of those leads. So that's why I'm saying at the moment we're fine-tuning it. We're in the early stages still. The leads so far that are coming through are pretty solid, but I want to niche it down even more. So there's plenty you can do. Alright, so I've cut most of the nighttime stuff. I shot these cool stationary shots in Chinatown, but all these first ones are a bit crappy. I'm not really happy with them. The angles, these are alright. Okay, like I said, I like to get as many different angles as possible. You just never know what you're going to use, what it's going to look like. I'm probably going to crop in on some of these shots because I think they're a little bit too wide. Got a few little cutaways. But I think what I'll do on one of my next streams, I'll actually prepare some music. I'll actually edit a video with music and show you a whole process from start to finish of cutting clips and then cutting it with music. I didn't really prepare for that for this one, although it would have been pretty cool to do. Just fixing up something with my stream. And thanks for everyone for tuning in as well. It's awesome to chat to you all. It's this is new to me. It's something different, but it's always something I've wanted to do. And like I said, you just gotta take a jump and do stuff. If you don't do it, you're gonna look back in a few years and be like, oh, I kind of wish I tried this, I did that, tried that. So that's essentially why I started vlogging. I've been vlogging some of my jobs and even personal jobs that I've been doing. So my jobs and my personal videos since 2017, but I never put anything together. I was like, oh, what are people going to think and blah blah blah, and you know what, I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to just bite the bullet and started putting them together. So I'm working on a few vlogs at the moment, but slowly getting there, just balancing everything. Have you got a drone? I'd imagine it'd be an awesome tool for automotive stuff. Yeah, dude, I've got the Mavic Pro 2, and I've also got the Mavic Pro, but I'm selling that because I don't use it anymore. But the Mavic Pro 2, man, they practically fly themselves. Like the modes and things you can do now, like you can literally... I'm actually going to show you something. You know what? we're gonna yeet it. I'm gonna close this project, but you can literally set the drone to do whatever you want. You can like select the target and then make it like full rotate around. You can make it like do panaways and stuff like that. There's so much you can do, you know, with the new drones. The Mavic 2 Pro is awesome. You screen, you've got this like big unit which is an inbuilt screen, and you can just do everything. You can touch screen, you can drag drop, you can highlight your subject and shit like that. I have lost my mouse. Fucking Premiere, man. I have genuinely lost my mouse. Okay, we're gonna have to close Premiere. First problem of the night, Premiere. Let me just reopen that. Yeah, Rob, if you don't have a drone, go get the Mavic. If you're doing videos and photos, get the Mavic Pro 2. Like, oh man, you'll love it. Even not the Mavic Pro 2, get the Mavic Pro if you don't want to spend that much. I think I paid like $3,000 for the controller and the drone. But it's the best. It's awesome. Oh yeah, you've got the Pro 2 at work, but you've only really used it for basic flying. Dude, try some of the program. I can't talk tonight. Try some of the programmed flying modes. Seriously, man. Insane what you can do. Like this stuff, for example. Literally like just pans around the whole thing smooth, and it does a full 360 around with ease, you know. There's just so many different things you can do. Here you go, here's some rolling shots of a Dodge Ram with the trailer on a rocky road environment, but you can see all the shots here are pretty smooth. Yeah, but the drones, they practically fly themselves. Select what you want, drag a box around, you know, this trailer, and then it can just do whatever you want. So it's awesome. Yeah, get the controller. I think it's about $1,000. It's the best thing. You never lose connection. It's got its own inbuilt antennas. It's solid, and the battery life on that controller, man, I've used it for like 3 different shoots and never charged the controller, and I've just always had to just recharge the drone. When I'm back in Sydney, definitely have to collab with our new Rolls-Royce Ghost Extended. Yeah, man, that would be sick. I would love to do some footage with a Rolls-Royce Ghost. I took the new one out when it first came out here in Melbourne. But we just did some social content with it for Rolls-Royce and for Zagami Automotive. So definitely keen to do a video with definitely keen to do some shooting with it for sure, man. Man, I can't speak tonight. My mouth's gone dry. Tith Brothers, that's a great question. Do I find it quicker to hang out of a car and shoot than setting up the Hydra arm? In some application, so it really depends how much rolling footage I'm capturing. If you just saw that footage I had on the screen with the trailers, I literally needed 1 rolling shot in that video. So it's obviously easier for me to just hang out and quickly capture it. Literally took 20 seconds to do, and it was only 1 shot. For stuff like this, 100% I would mount the Alien Hydra arm. But in most cases, the Alien arm, House of Cinematics and chat can probably vouch, man, you set it up in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Depending on where you're setting up on the car, it's super easy, man. I could not believe how quick it is to set up. Realistically, I'm going to be honest, I probably spend about 5 solid minutes setting up. It takes like 2 minutes to bolt it to the car, but then the rest of it is me just like plugging the wires, threading it through the bonnet, taping them down, and all that like little technical shit. But overall, man, once it's set up, it's just solid. So I definitely recommend getting the Alien Hydra. Man, I can't speak. I'm sorry. But you probably won't be doing it. If you're using the Alien Hydra mount, you probably won't be using it as hectic as I am with going to an Animus and then going back into the Raven Eye. I'm doing something a bit overkill, but that's just because I want to, and I want to make sure I get it exactly how I want it. So realistically, you could just set it up. You've got the Raven Eye from the RS2, and then you're good to go. That's it. You don't need to deal with any wires. the video I sent you on Facebook. I was working with an army drone racing team. Oh, that's, man, I've been studying, you know that Johnny FPV guy, that well-known FPV guy? I filmed at the D1 GP in Long Beach 2 years ago, and I was standing next to that dude having a conversation with him, and he was just like flying the drone, chasing the drift cars and stuff like that, and it was just insane, man. He had his goggles on, the FPV helmet, and I was just like, holy shit, like just insane watching the footage on his little screen monitor, man. Those FPV drones, like, credit to those guys who know how to fly, man. Like, it's insane. Yeah, Rob, use those modes. Like, you won't regret it. Even take it out tomorrow. Like, target it on yourself. It even does. You've got particular modes. Like, you can do tracking shots, so it can follow you. So, say you're here. I don't know where my camera is. I'm looking here. So say you're here, you can set the drone and it follows you going backwards. You can do profile shots from the side. You can make it just like track and just, you know, follow you stationary. You can do so many things. And obviously you can put it to sports mode. I've used it tracking cars, moving cars. Obviously can't go like, you know, 100 plus Ks. It doesn't follow that well, but I've used it like 60 to 80 Ks and it follows pretty well, man. It was the very first Ghost in Australia. It was like the press one. I don't know if it was actually you. I don't think it might have been yours. Like it was an actual Rolls-Royce press car. It was like the one that went around every single state. So like they used it at the launches and stuff like that. Unless that is the one that you bought. But yeah, man, that car's sick. Like it looks so much better than the old Ghost. I couldn't believe it. So comfy as well. So you can track with the Raven Eye. I have tried it with some of those super shots. So you know what? I'll close this project and I'll open the super one because it has some really good examples in there. I tried with that super, all the rolling shots. I tried tracking with it. Like using the Raven Eye, I used like the manual virtual controller, and then I used the force feedback as well. So I tried everything with it, and I actually found the tracking to be awesome. The tracking obviously doesn't work well in these situations where you see it's going past poles, because the second, like let's just say you're tracked onto, you can see my mouse, say you drag a box over here and you're tracked onto the headlight, which is where I like to focus, around this region, around the headlight and wheel. If you're going and you're tracking with the Raven Eye and you get past here, it loses it for that split second, actually like pushes it back, and it then moves the tracking thing here, and you go past another thing and another thing, and it keeps pushing that tracking point back more and more. But if you're doing shots like this, these shots were like tracked, right? So I literally just dragged the Raven Eye, and the cool thing is, right, I could drag the box, I'm using my finger, I could drag the box around here, right? And it would not only auto follow focus, but it would also, the gimbal would also follow it. So it doesn't matter where it went, it was just tracking it the whole time and in focus. So that's a massive relief, as you can imagine, you know. So you can see it's all in focus, it's all super clear, it moves further away, and look at it, it's still in focus. This was using the tracking feature with the Raven Eye, man. So, man, I'm gonna definitely prod you. I definitely say bite the bullet and get it, man. Like, it's just unreal. And if you do end up getting it and you need help, man, just flick me a message. You got me on Facebook. I'll happily help you out, man. Like, this thing is a game changer, like I said. And a lot of these shots, again, they're all tracked with the Raven Eye, so it's just auto following it, auto focusing. It really takes that stress off you, you know. But as you can see, some things it goes jolty and stuff when you speed up. So I always prefer to use manual, but some static shots and when they're doing like slow lane changes, yeah, man, it's crazy. It's insane. Yeah, this is, again, see how it's, so that was tracking as well. You can see how it's trying to follow it because he booted it off. This is what I mean. When it's like too fast, it kind of goes a bit spaz. So say he boots it off here. It's trying to track him and it's just up, down, everywhere. Still stays tracked onto him, but, you know, that is something as well you can fine-tune. Like, you can fine-tune how slow and fast the motors with the RS2 move when you're tracking, which you probably obviously know that you can do. I'm not sure if you do know, but you can do that, so you can actually make it move smoother. But I've got it. I was playing with the settings, like I said, and trying to get it, how I wanted. So, yeah. And this is me now using the Force Mobile, so I actually control the mobile. I'll literally be holding the phone like this, and I'll be controlling the camera, like the gimbal, turning it how I want. It's cool, but I found it was a bit hard, because like you're getting a steady shot and you have to hold it there still. And if you kind of like move a bit, the gimbal twitches and stuff like that. But you can see like it's not as smooth as using the virtual joystick. Yeah, and this is me again holding it and turning it. Yeah, man. The RS2 has so many hidden features, and combined with a mobile app, it's epic. What camera did you say you were using again, Kim? I'll have to scroll up in the chat to try find it. But if you are using... so all these rolling shots, I used the A7S III on the Alien Hydra mount, and I'm pretty sure this was just with the Sigma 35mm. So again, the tracking with the Sigma 35mm and the A7S III is awesome. Like, it stays in focus. It's pretty solid. But I actually found an app with the A7S III, and it allows me to control... I mean, this is a big thing for Sony users because we never had this with the A7S1, the A7S2, or even with the A7 III, but I found this app in a Sony A7S III group, and I believe it works with the A7 III as well and some of the other alpha cameras. I think any of them that have Wi-Fi. But basically you can connect your camera via Wi-Fi to the app to your Sony A7S III, and you can literally change your f-stop, ISO, shutter. You can control the whole damn camera, man. Even the focus touch point. Like, you can physically see your camera screen on your phone, and you can even touch focus on your phone, man. What I might do is I might even get my A7S III and show you. Like, actually, I don't know if I've got a battery charged. But what I can do is I can film you a demo and send it to you on Facebook. But insane, man. I'll pull up the app. It's called Monitor Plus. I definitely say it's free to download, and I think you can get the paid version, and that allows you to like touch focus and stuff. But there's a free version where you can change all the settings. But it's called Monitor, and then like the plus sign. If you use Apple, I think it's on Apple and Android. But if you've got an iPhone, download it and try it out. Connect it to your A7 III and see if it works. I haven't tried it with my A7 III. I've only tried it with my A7S III, but again, that's a game changer too. If you got something on a tripod or something like that, you can you don't have to stand in front of the camera. You can sit down comfortably. You can be wherever and just do it on your phone. Insane. It's pretty damn cool. Actually, you know what? If you've got me on Facebook, so if you actually go to my profile and scroll down a bit, you can see when I posted about the Alien Hydra mount, and you'll see golfs in the post. There's actually one photo that I posted that has me sitting in the car with the two phones on my lap. You'll actually see one of the phone screens actually has the app open, and you'll see what I mean, how it's got all the Sony controls. You'll see the ISO, f-stop, shutter speed, white balance, focus, like literally your whole camera screen, and you can change it all touchscreen using your phone. So, hey Ben, yeah, flick me through a photo, sure, bro. Go for it. I'm open to looking it up, unless you're not. As long as it's nothing troll. Yeah, but Kim, the RS2 and the A7S III together are insane. I've even used the A7 III a lot with the RS2, and I've even tried it on the car mount as well, because before my A7S III came, I was using the A7 III. They're pretty awesome working combo. The things that you can do, try it out. If you ever get stuck with anything as well, just flick me a message, man. I've gone through every single damn problem with the A7 III and the A7S III with like linking stuff up to things like such as the Raven Eye and getting the other app to work whilst using the Raven Eye and changing settings. So yeah, man. Good choice with the R34 GDR, Ben. It's a nice photo. Yeah, that looks awesome, man. Is you light painted that? Looks like, is it light painted? Looks light painted. Looks awesome. That's really, really nice. How the curves pop with the GDR body line. Oh, hang on. Is this light painted or is this natural light? I can't tell. It looks light painted. Yeah, now I have to find... Anyone can point me in the right direction to using a sick 30-minute song? Because I want to cut a 30-minute song to this. I think it'd be pretty fun. Oh, shit. Yeah, this is the main video timeline. Look at this. Like, this is how many versions... And this is what I was saying. I'll make a video... When I make a video, even if it's for my clients... if I watch over it, and I watch over it, 2-3 times, and I just don't like it, I like scrap it, or I have to change it. I have to make it so it's awesome to watch. If I get bored of it, I change it up. And with this super video that I posted on my YouTube, look how many versions I made, man, until I was like happy with it. There's like 8 different versions here. And I literally started again almost every time, or took pieces from other ones and stuff like that. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the new super video on my channel. If you haven't, check it out. But yeah, it took me so long to get the right vibe. I had the music picked from the start. I knew exactly what I wanted, but it was just the order of the clips and creating that cinematic look and feel that I wanted to do. So eventually I got there. You can see how many versions are here, and it's an absolute joke. But eventually, yeah, I got my finished product here, and it's all done. But yeah, got this 30-minute one. If you're tuning in now, I've got all this leftover footage from the super video that I did. I've got 36 minutes of cut rolling footage that I'm going to make a 30-minute montage of, because there's just so much epic footage I didn't get to use, and I want to use it. I hate wasting footage. So yeah, oh, that's awesome. Strobed, pretty awesome. If you want some criticism or feedback, it would be cool to have more of the rear lit up. Like, you've got the rear bar that's got a bit of shadow on it. It's a little bit dark. Still looks awesome, but I guess like if I was doing it, I'd kind of like the rear as well, so you've got that nice Bayside blue color coming all around the car. But overall, it looks pretty sick, man. Like, it's fucking awesome. Just saw the photo. Crazy setup. Do you have an attached V-mount batteries? Yeah, man. So when you order the Alien Hydra mount, you can pick either V-mount or some other weird mount. I don't know, but I picked V-mount. And was it V-mount? Yeah, I picked V-mount. What was it? Something else, N-mount or something weird. But yeah, you basically mount. It's got 2 V-mount battery slots. I bought 2, but I've only ever used 1. Like, honestly, you just need to buy 1. I'm still using the same V-mount battery. I haven't charged it, and it's still like got 2 bars left, and I've used it on. Like, I used this, like, example, 5-6 hours it was on. It's like, and then I used it on like 2 other jobs, and it's still got half battery life. So it's just awesome, man. Wanted to ask you what would be best way to record clean audio of multiple cars without getting so much wind noise. How many cars are we talking? Because multiple cars could be 2, could be 10. How many cars are we talking? And are you planning to capture all the audio? Tell me how many cars we're talking first. Can they give me a better idea to answer that question for you, man? Street Style. Hey, man, I am definitely coming back for Race Wars. Jono gave me the green light that it is on and running. I will be there, man. I'm actually thinking of bringing down the 34. I'd love to have a few runs on the strip and see what it can do against some of the crazy horsepower cars there. It's nothing compared to what's over there, but I just want to bring it down because I just want to have some fun with my car as well, you know. So I'll definitely be there, man. And apologies in advance for not having any music playing in the background. I did not prepare too well for this, but I promise in the next one I'll have it set up. And yeah, if you like what you're seeing, you know, give us a like. Thanks for the support, and I'll keep some cool stuff going, man. I'm also not sure how delayed the chat is when it comes through, but I'll answer as soon as I see stuff. So who's got some suggestions for me for music for a 30-minute video, which is just going to be nothing but rolling shots of this Supra? It's a tough one. If anyone's tuning in, I'm just back on this Supra video. I had so many epic shots of driving shots that I didn't use, and I want to use them, so I'm making a 30-minute montage of just rolling shots, because why the hell not? I think my chat may be lagging. No, it's fine. Yes, if you're tuning in, if you've got any questions about filming, editing, well, see, look at that. So this is me, if you're there, Tith Brothers. This is me playing with the white balance using my mobile phone on the A7S III. So you can wirelessly change the settings. And I was changing the white balance to see what would look better. You'll probably see me cycle through things here. So, I mean, that's the cool thing as well about doing these rolling shots with it mounted onto the Alien Hydra rig that I've got here. The fact that I can just change the ISO, shutter speed, white balance, focus points, it's just such a relief. Like, you just can't do that hanging out of a car, you know, it's so much more stressful. You can't, I think the biggest thing with these rolling shots is if you're hanging out of the car, you just can't communicate to the driver. Normally you like motion them or tell them to go back and stuff like that. But I'm literally sitting in the car comfortably, got my controller, I'm on the phone to Mac in his Supra, and I can easily communicate with him and tell him where to go. Like, come creep forward, come creep forward, come creep forward, stay there, like that, you know? And it just makes it so much easier to get those sick shots. So, like I said, man, it's the best money you will ever spend your money on. Yeah. 15 Skylines and GTRs. I'll mainly just be looking to pick up audio on mainly the significant exhaust sounds, such as car doing pulls or the exhaust popping as I film the rollers. So, audio is a tricky one, right? Like, it took me quite a while to perfect audio and get it perfect. Even now, like, I mean, I've got 5 different ways I capture audio with cars, but it's all personal preference, and, you know, some of the stuff I invested in was pretty expensive. I don't know what audio gear you have, but if you're talking 15 Skyline GTRs, I would probably looking to pick up audio, mainly significant exhaust sounds. So if they're going to be driving in a pack, and that's pretty cool, by the way, 15 Skylines in one video, awesome. If you're going to be filming in a pack, I would probably mount the audio central in the middle of the pack, so at least that way you get a bit of cars, you know, all round. And obviously I'd mount it to the back because you're not getting any wind there. But then also, if there's any cars behind GTRs that are spooling up and fluttering, you'll get them from behind too. So in terms of picking up audio, it depends what audio gear you have as well. I mean, like, what audio gear do you have to capture audio? Because you know, you need a big mix of stuff to get car audio perfect. Sorry, I'm losing my breath a bit. Yeah, it's Monitor Plus. Maybe it's just on Apple, man. I'm not sure if it's on. I'm not sure if it's on Android. If yeah, it's definitely on Apple. If I go to my App Store, I mean, I've already got it, but if I search it for you, maybe it is just on Apple. Yeah, so if I typed it in on Apple Monitor Plus, oh, my thing's gonna. I'll put it near my face and come closer. But yeah, Monitor Plus, it comes up as the first one for me on Apple. It says remote control for your Sony camera. So maybe it is only on Apple. I thought it might be on Android as well, but maybe not. Oh, there's so many rollers, man. There's a few little crappy shots in here which I'm probably going to get rid of, but what I did yesterday was I basically just cut through everything that I had, good, bad, average, and then when I start piecing it together, I'll start picking out the actual clips that I want. So hey, if you guys are keen on seeing me editing this with some music, you got to help me find some 30-minute royalty-free music, and I will happily live stream and cut this all together, and you can kind of watch the process. But yeah, like I said, if you're tuning in now, I'm just cutting together some footage of this Supra that I filmed a personal project on, which you can check out on my channel if you haven't. And I've got so much epic leftover shots. We were out filming for 5-6 hours, so putting it all together, getting all the rolling shots and picking all the cool stuff. Wireless Go and Lav and Shotgun Rode mic. Do you have a dead cat for your Rode shotgun mic? The wireless goes good with the Lav, but I don't know if your Lav has a dB limit. So say example, it can only record up to 80 dB or 90 dB or something, and after that it goes distorted. A lot of average Lavs that you buy have limits. So I would probably recommend using your shotgun mic. Obviously you can't, obviously you have to mount it to the back of the car, but you always want to use a dead cat if you're using it outside the car, because otherwise you're just going to pick up wind noise regardless. Even if it's at the back, you can still get wind noise. Hey Kimo, thanks for the sub. Yeah, so do you have okay, so you've got a Lav, Wireless Go, and shotgun mic. Cool. Do you have a audio recorder that you can connect your Rode shotgun to? Because obviously if you don't, you're going to have to, get like a AUX cable extender and then plug that in and then run that directly to your camera. But obviously you're probably not going to want to do that because you're probably going to be in another car filming the GDRs, right? So you definitely need, you want to get external audio recorder, Zoom. I've got a lot of the Zoom or Tascam. They're pretty good brands. I personally use the Zoom brand. They're awesome. I'd probably get one of them and then obviously hook it up to the Rode shotgun mic and get yourself some suction caps, or you can duct tape it to the back. Just make sure it doesn't shake. Otherwise you'll get that rolling noise of all the audio. So how are these rolling shots playing for you on stream? Is anything looking laggy? Does it look pretty smooth to you guys? Let me know, just so I know it's looking watchable for you guys to see all these rollers. And we're only 10 minutes in of rollers, but I've got to start sourcing some music for this. I might hit up some of my friends on SoundCloud to make me a special 30-minute song for this, because I don't know what I'm going to use that is that long and an epic song. Yeah, there's just so much epic rolling shots that I didn't use. If you're tuning in now, I'm just basically cutting I've cut together all the rolling shots I shot of this Supra, and I'm just making like a 30-minute rolling shot montage, because why not? I don't like wasting footage. I like making stuff out of it if I can. And all these shots are super stable. If you're shooting in now and you're into your cameras or creatives, I'm using the Tilta Alien Hydra mount with the A7S III. Awesome. Thanks, Ben. It's good to know. That's awesome to know. Hey, Ajith, how you doing? Been quiet today. Haven't seen you in chat. Thanks for joining yesterday too. It was awesome to speak to you. So Ajith joined in yesterday. He's also loves doing videos himself. Got himself some gear, which is awesome. I'm recording with lavs one to the engine and one to the exhaust. It's a hassle, hey. Yeah, man. Audio is the most tedious thing with cars, especially driving shots. I don't know how many of you have watched my Supra video and the audio in it, but we took quite a while to film the audio. I mean, like, you can even see the audio files here. I'll actually play. You know what? I can show you some audio files I got here. So I'm using the Zoom, and what I do with my Zoom, and I recommend if you can do this if you use an external recorder, I set my Zoom to record and I tune it perfectly to where I think it is, but then I also make it record a second one, which is like 20 dBs lower. So for whatever reason, if it's peaking that I don't know about, oh, it sounds shit. These are peaking. I don't know if you're going to hear this. Can you guys let me know if you can hear this audio? Actually, you know what? I probably need to change the preferences to this. Yes, I do. Can you guys hear this audio? Just let me know. Please tell me you guys can hear that. I'm recording with lavs to the engine and one to the exhaust. Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, audio is the most tedious thing to record. It takes a lot of setup, a lot of tuning before it's right, and then even when it is tuned and you're filming, wind blowing from different directions, it can just ruin everything in a heartbeat. But I've always got a headset on when I'm filming and listening, so I can always tell if things are off or on or not right. Awesome, cool. Thank you so much. So as you can see here, this is the Supra audio, right? I've recorded shots of it driving. So basically I have the audio hooked up. Is this the exhaust or the... Yeah, is this the exhaust? So I've got it hooked up all to the back with my gear. I'll be sitting in the car with my headset on and I'll be listening to it. I can see it all, sounds good. Nothing's peaking. And I'll actually... because I'm in the car next to the driver, I'll tell them how to drive, or in some cases they'll let me drive and I'll capture exactly what I need, because I've already got the vision of what shots I need with the car accelerating, or make it sound like it's going fast, and obviously make them accelerate at different rates to get the different sounds that I want. So these are all the crackles, and again, I've got so much audio I'm going to put over this. Yeah, so this is just like, I want them to get some crackles. I wanted a bit of noise. Slow accelerations. Yeah, so these are all very light, so I like to get a mix of everything. Light accelerations, heavy accelerations, accelerations dragged out. As you can see here, he's like sitting at a particular note. So it sounds like, if I were to overlay this part as an example, I'll even do it here. So if I just grab this. So I've got a section there. Now if I just go to a clip, let's go to a freeway clip. Something like this, right? I mean, I kind of got to pick and fine tune it, but just kind of, it somewhat suits, or maybe not that clip, but you guys get the idea, right? You obviously mix and match it with particular clips where it's cruising and yada yada. I'm actually going to try find something. So this is actually pretty cool. This is just cruising here. you know, so it kind of flows with it, you know, and you kind of mix and match stuff. I mean, I'll probably find something better that suits. But yeah, going further into the audio, you know, you've got the more aggressive stuff, and you can probably see it. So it doesn't peak, but it almost does. And this is exactly why I film with a second layer. So that is pretty close to peaking, and if you listen carefully, you can actually hear a little bit of wind noise. But because it's not that much, I can actually get rid of it in post. I don't always match my audio. I do like to capture the real actual moment, but obviously when you're filming the rear, you can't do that. You've got to film everything at the front and record the audio at the same time, which means all those shots that match with the audio are always going to be from the front. So you pretty much always have to dub all those rear shots, right? So if I go to the actual video, and I've got shots like this one. Render. I'll let it render. No, I won't. I should play it without. Like shots like this. Why won't you play? I don't understand why you won't let me play, mate. That's right, I'll just let it render. So shots like this, I had to match, I had to dub, because I can't physically film this from the rear and have my audio equipment hooked up, because you're going to see it, and I want every shot to be as clean as possible. So if I play this again, I actually had to film it, you know, so you can, I mean, like in some cases I do match the audio. I will film it and I will, you know, do it naturally. And then obviously that same audio you use for the front, you can use for the back as well. But sometimes I just like to match it, you know. I like to set the mood because I'm doing stuff that's, you know, fast paced here and whatnot. It's not easy to do, you know. So yeah, it's a mix of both, you know. I either overlay it or I actually use the natural raw stuff, you know. But normally when you're doing like high intensity, fast paced stuff like this, and they're like, you know, changing gears, and if I play something like this, yeah, I personally like to match it up and overlay, but that's because I know for some particular reason it's hard to get a shot and have the audio gear in it. Like I mentioned, the front, it's easy to get, but getting the back, like say example, I wanted to film the audio here, right? You'll see all the audio recording. You'll see all the audio recording gear, and I don't want that. I want it to look as clean as possible. So yeah, that's a bit of an insight with audio. But again, it's all personal preference, you know. Whatever you find works best for you, you know, go with it. So you can spend a lot of time just on audio recording. I know I have. But it just all depends what you're trying to do. If you're just wanting to get, like, you know, a car cruising like this, and let's just say you're shooting it from the front, you can happily, you know, hook the mic on or whatever, or however else you film it, and just capture that natural audio. I've even seen some people just, you know, filming out the car with the actual mic on it, hooked up with a dead cat. In most cases, it will do pretty well if you have a pretty thick dead cat and you've got all your audio settings right. But like I said, it's, you know, if you're hanging out of a car and you're filming, it's hard to focus on filming and capturing the audio and listening to the audio and capturing the shot. Do you know what I mean? You really want to do it on something like a mount. Unless you have done it like heaps of times and you're used to it and you know exactly what levels to have it on, you know, you've got the right dead cat, etc., then no problem. But you can obviously understand from a, you know, logical point of view, when you're filming and trying to capture audio at the same time, it becomes very difficult. So if that helps, you know, like how you're saying you're filming GDRs all together, right? You're going to be hanging out of a car and filming. I don't know if you're using a car mount. If you are, awesome. If you're not, obviously consider how you plan on filming all the audio, but then also filming the video at the same time, with it coming out all perfect and not having to, you're obviously going to have to do multiple takes. It sounds like, if you're going to do audio and video with 15 cars, that is a lot to obviously do. To get it all right, obviously it's going to take a bit of time. So, but all in good fun, right? As long as you enjoy doing it, that's what matters, That's what I love about doing all these personal projects. I just have fun, regardless of how it comes out, It's just something I want to do for fun with some of my personal projects, and I love to pre-plan. The more pre-planning you do, just like with everything else, I think the better it comes out, the better results. So this Super 1 came out exactly how I wanted it to, and yeah, super happy with it. Yeah, it's all a learning curve, man. It's all a part of the process. Like I said, as long as you enjoy it, and don't get me wrong, there'll be some things that frustrate the absolute hell out of you when you're trying things out, especially when you're doing video and audio at the same time with cars. Um, some things will be stressful. Some things might be a breeze. Just take it all in, man, and enjoy it. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been frustrated so many times and cracked the shits. I'm like, damn it, this came out shit, and I prepared for this and blah blah blah. But it's all practice, man. I'm pretty confident that I've got all this audio stuff down pat now with all the car stuff. You can even see, I'll show you some of the intake stuff. I think it's here. These might be flybys, actually. Now, so this is the intake and the exhaust. Yeah. So that's all the intake stuff. But yeah, it's all fun, man. It's all practice. Give it a shot, and you only get better, right? That's the best thing about it. And it's, you could probably relate to this, right? You'll film something, it looks awesome, or you'll do the audio and it looks awesome, but then you'll get to the computer, you'll get in front of Premiere Pro, you'll get in your editing program, and you'll be like, oh shit, that didn't come out as good as I thought it did, or what I listened to on the day. And then obviously from there you learn, and you just get better. So practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect, man. I'm starting to start it because my mouth is dry as hell. But yeah, if there's anything that you guys want to see, I'm gonna live stream so much more. I love doing this. I love editing. I love talking to people. I love helping people. So if there's anything in particular you want to see, whether it's me editing a personal project, whether it's me showing you how I do a particular process, talking about business like we were before, suggest some stuff. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to do what you guys want to see. I'd love to also get out of lockdown and film, that's for sure. But we've got a couple of days to go. Hey Tim, how you doing? So Timothy in chat, who I was actually speaking about you earlier before, Tim. So Timothy is THW Visuals up in Perth, and he was the person I was talking about before about Resolve, how he showed me about color grading and how much you can do in Resolve and just how crazy it is. And Tim, I'm still trying to push myself over. I promise I'll get there. But yeah, amazing program. Stop filming in 1080p completely. I haven't filmed in 1080p in years, man. I film everything in 4K, and you saw my hard drive thing yesterday on stream. I showed everyone how many hard drives I actually have, external hard drives with stuff stored. I haven't shot in 4K in years. So I haven't shot in 1080p in years. I literally shoot everything in 4K. So, Yeah, Kim, I'll definitely do more of these streams, 110%. And like I said, I'm open to doing more streams with what you guys want to see. So if you got things to suggest, you want me to talk about, or even in general, just watch me edit, I'll actually prepare myself next time better. I'll get some music. I'll even find some music live on stream, and then I'll edit something completely together so you can see start to finish a video from scratch and then come to life. If that helps you, show you a bit of my process. So sick to see a video of you actually shooting some of the videos you're making. Yeah, man, I actually am thinking once lockdown's over to hop on live stream and film a personal project from start to finish. The shitty thing is I'll probably have to use my phone or iPad or something like that, and then just have whoever's helping me out tell me the chat stuff that I can read, and talk back to you guys. But I think I'd love to do that, and I'd love to show you guys the rig mounted up and how I do stuff, and you can see me crack it and be like, this is shit. But yeah, man, Ben, I'll definitely take note of that. I'll 100% want to do that. I'll definitely do a live stream with me actually filming a personal project, so you can actually see how much effort and what's involved to creating something like this super video on my channel. And like I said, if you haven't checked it out, go watch it and check it out. Tell me what you think. I'm actually making another video similar with it soon with a Mustang, so I might actually do that with that one, or something else. I'll plan it out. I'll work out the best way to do it. But yeah, come on, mate. Keen to grade more of your videos soon. I'm keen for you to teach me more Resolve so then I can grade it myself. I was telling people before, Tim, that old video I made in 2016 and how the footage was junk and how you brought it to life using Resolve. It's awesome. Hey man, you're a fan from China. That's awesome, man. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just live editing a video. I recently edited a super video, and I am making a 30-minute montage of all the rolling shots because I have so much footage. Thanks for tuning in. I wish I could translate. That's awesome. What's the time in China? But yeah, guys, if you got any suggestions of stuff that you want to see, I'll happily do it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks for the support. And yeah, what's your name? I can't actually. It's in Chinese, I think. Yeah, Tim, we'll definitely do another course for sure. We'll definitely do another course. I'm definitely down for that, man. Thanks, Kim. Thanks for your support as well. Thanks for tuning in, asking some questions. Love helping out, man. Helping any way that I can. I love seeing other creatives grow as well. It's a team thing. A lot of creatives, everyone's like kind of against each other. It's the same as every industry, right? Everyone kind of gets threatened. It's like, oh, this person's doing the same thing. Me, I don't care, man. If anything, I'm like, oh, that's sick. There's another person doing the same thing. Like, cool. I can network with them. Like, we can do cool stuff together. Like I said, I'm all about networking, doing fun stuff. More the better, right? And two brains is always better than one. You just never know what you could do with someone else. So I'm definitely not, I don't care if there's other video guys doing the same thing. I love it. I love watching everyone's stuff, Are you using proxies for the 4K stuff? Mate, I've never used a proxy in my life. I am using 4K ProRes. And I shit you not, I'll even right click and show you the file. This one's probably like, look at that. This file size is 50 gig 4K. But man, shooting 4K ProRes and editing in Premiere, super smooth. Never one issue with lagging. I'm on quarter resolution now, playing on stream, a 36-minute cut video. It's flawless, man. I could probably even do it on full, but I don't want to stuff up the stream or anything, so I'll just keep it on quarter because it's still, you know, pretty clear and looks good. So, yeah, I have no issues editing in 4K ProRes. What I did have issues with was when I was shooting internal on the A7 III, shooting with the SD card, 4K, the SD card footage was just so shit. It's choppy, laggy, like never played smoothly. Like you literally have to use like media encoder, encode it, or, you know, if in your case use a proxy. But everything off my Animus drive, off you know, shooting ProRes, is just super smooth. I am PC. I'm not Mac. I'm actually anti-Mac. I'm sorry. I've always been PC. So, okay, there's a lot of people tuning in and I can't see what they're saying. So yeah, I'm PC. I've always been PC. Fun fact, I actually 5 years of my career, I solely edited on a laptop, man. An MSI laptop, a gaming laptop, and then eventually I built a solid desktop, and I'm using that now. And it's working awesome. Did you make your own work? Yes, I do all my own work. So I film and edit everything myself. I color grade it, film, edit it, piece it all together. I do all of it myself. And all the ideas too. I think of crazy stuff. I'm actually curious to know what these say in chat. I actually think I need to use... car session. Hello to the people tuning in from China. I'm just editing a video with the super footage. Is it easier to stream here than Twitch? Dutch Collector, thanks for the sub, man. Well, this is my first time actually streaming on YouTube. It's pretty similar streaming on here compared to Twitch. I mean, I streamed on Twitch yesterday for the first time. I'm actually using Streamlabs. So it's through the same program, so it's all the same. I've got everything set up the same, but yeah, it's identical. There's no different. The only thing is with the chat, I have to log in using a separate Chrome window to actually reply, because it won't let me do it in OBS. But yeah, actually it's no different. It's just having this extra chat box open, which is no issue, you know, just have it over the stream on my other monitor, and yeah, it's sick, man. That's what I'm using now, MSI GS65. Yeah, so I had the, oh shit, I don't even know what it's called. It was a Dominator Pro. It was the MSI Dominator Pro, and it had like the GDX 970, and I edited everything on that, even my 4K footage. Started to struggle. And then I got another MSI laptop, which was the GT72, so similar to yours, and it had the I think it was like the 1080 in it or something like that. And then obviously that was heaps better with the 4K stuff. But then I was just like, you know what, I really need to build a desktop, and yeah, I don't regret it. And funny enough, I've always had just one screen. I actually only just bought a second monitor about 3 days ago, just before I started streaming. So that's pretty much why I got it. But I've always used just the one monitor. I've got a 27-inch proper Adobe RGB monitor, and it's always done the job for me, you know. But now having this second monitor, it's a world of difference, you know, having all the footage on like one monitor and still being able to keep the workflow going. So yeah. How long have we been going for? 2 hours and 20 minutes. Time flies, man. Time flies. If you're just tuning in, or you've been watching for a while, Obviously just going through this super footage and chatting to people. If you've got any questions about filming, editing, business, hit me up. Happy to chat. But yeah, I'm just making a 30-minute montage of this Supra, doing some rolling shots. I had so much footage from this Supra video that I made. If you haven't seen it, check it out on my channel. Yeah, and I just want to use all the footage that I haven't used. So sorry to everyone who's been on since the start, and I've repeated myself like 5 times, but I thought I'd just let everyone else know. How do you find the MSI GS 75? Is it pretty flawless with, I presume it would be pretty good with editing. All the MSI laptops are awesome, man. Like I game on them, and used to edit all my clients' projects on it too, and it was just epic. It's going to be a challenge finding a 30-minute song for this video, but whatever. We'll give it a shot. I think I actually need to change some settings on my stream to be able to actually find like go to the music site and whatnot and stream from there. So you can see these rolling shots are a bit choppy. So this is a good example of when the gimbal and cable. So we'd been filming for 6 hours, with this rig attached, and you can see at the end now the cable's kind of latched onto the number plate at the front, and it keeps pulling the gimbal. So this is what I was talking about before. It's the only issue I ever had the whole night out of all this footage. Everything else is seamless and smooth. And it was just that thing at the end. Oh, that's awesome. It's got 32 gig of RAM and an RTX crammed in it. That's massive. Man, how heavy are the MSI laptops? Like, they're brick. Every time I traveled, it's like you got your carry-on. My carry-on was literally my laptop. The camera, the bag and the laptop and my camera carrying it, it was like 10 kilos. And it's like, that's my carry-on luggage. Plus you got to carry all your batteries with you because you can't check them in. Oh man, it's a nightmare. This work will be released as soon as I find a song. So I've got to find a 30-minute song, and then I'm going to cut it to the video. But I've already made a video on this Supra, so you can actually go to my channel and check it out. I've actually made a 3-minute video on this Supra, so if you haven't seen it, go to my channel and check it out. But this 30-minute one, will actually be put together over the next couple of days, I'd say, or as soon as I find a song. As soon as I find a song, I'm going to start cutting it to it. And yeah, I'll have it up in the next couple of days. I actually just set up a subsystem on here too. So, everyone who helps support me and all that type of stuff, they'll get exclusive content. They'll get to see it first. I'll show them all the behind the scenes stuff. And yeah, but for now, I'm just having fun with it. Yeah, the MSI laptops are heavy, man. I'm so glad. I mean, like when I travel and I do jobs interstate and international, I always take the MSI laptop because I do a lot of live editing. That's probably one of my core features that I offer my clients. Like I can do same day editing or live editing on the spot. So I'll actually go to a job. I'll actually start filming and I'll actually start piecing it together whilst I'm at the clients. So by the end of the day, before I even leave, I've got a finished draft to show them of everything we've captured in that day. So yeah, it's awesome. Is it the cable getting caught due to the length? No, so it's not due to the length. It's because so as I mentioned before, as you can see in these shots here, like the camera's like going left, and then when he lane splits, going left to right. The camera's going left to right, and it pulls the cable a bit. The cable length is fine. It's more so just it's just the placement of the number plate. I've just got to kind of like just the particular car I mounted it on where the number plate is, it kind of like sits back and it's got like a little gap that it can get caught in. So the wire kept kind of slipping into there and pulling in, the gimbal and kind of making it go unstable. So normally though it's flawless. I mean, what I'll do is I'll definitely do another live stream when I'm at a job or a personal project filming, and I'll even show you what I mean with the cabling and how I have it mounted, and I'll even show you like the pros and cons of mounting it in particular spots. Honestly, mounting on the rear, no issues with the cable. Mounting on the side, no issues with the cable. Mounting it dead on the front where the number plate is, that's probably the biggest issue. You'll have the issues you'll have, not just because you're dealing with wind and stuff, but you're also dealing with cables going over your bonnet and your wipers and near your front number plate. So it just depends on the car and I guess the number plate placement as well, and where you're mounting it too. So as you can see here, it's like the left to right shots. Yeah, it's an awesome selling point, man. It's probably one of my main selling points. I mean, as you can imagine, every client wants everything yesterday, right? Like, you make a video, you go home, you're already getting asked, so how long until you, can show me an edit? So in terms of being a great selling point, it's a very awesome and very strong selling point, 100%. Hey Harry, thanks for the sub. Thanks for joining in. If you're new or you're just joining in, I'm just chatting to people who are asking questions about filming, editing, business, and at the same time I'm just looking at some footage I recently filmed from a super project which is on my channel, and I've got so much leftover footage. I'm just making a 30-minute montage of all the rolling shots. I think it was pretty cool to do, yeah, so just checking out some of the rolling shots, seeing which ones I want to get rid of. Career number one. Sounds like someone I know. I'm actually pretty sure I know who that is. It's gotta be Nick. So all these rolling shots, again, they're using the tracking feature and all the auto feature. Oh, thanks, man. Super chat. Oh, that's awesome, man. You're a bomb, man. Thanks for the support, man. I really appreciate it. Really, really do appreciate it. That's definitely a friend of mine. Nick, that is you. If that is you, Nick, you should pop into the Discord channel. Thanks, Kim. Really appreciate the support. A lot of the personal projects I do now, I actually do put a bit of my own coin into them to actually make them epic. I actually pay people to come help me out, organizing tracks and stuff like that. I always want to go bigger. I've got all these crazy ideas written on my whiteboard, and I just have to find a way to do them. So, yeah, man. Everything helps. Really appreciate it. I'm actually filming a cool project at the moment, and I'm going to post some teasers of it. I'm making a video, and I've posted some little snippets of it on my Instagram, just photos, but I'm making a video about a boy who wants to become a race car driver. He's like, it's a really emotional storyline video, and it displays like family and, if you're anything like me, and I'm sure someone like you could relate, Kim, right? You're into your cars, you got your GDR, you're probably going to pass it on to your kids as well. You're going to get them to cars, you're going to show them all the stuff that you've done. So the video is very emotional in that regard, where it shows a little kid and he's building his Lego center, and he's got all this center memorabilia up on the wall, and you know, he hears his brother playing on the PlayStation and goes over and he's playing Formula One and he wants to play with him, and his older brother won't let him play. And then his dad comes home and brings him home a EV center, like a mini center, those little kids toys you can sit in. And obviously from there the story unravels, and it, you know, cuts between shots of him, you know, driving his, you know, EV center around a racetrack that he draws in the street. And you know what? I'm going to show you guys. That project, so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Hey Tan, audio equipment that I'm using. So I've got a massive mix of audio equipment. It really depends what I'm using it for, but I've got lav mics, I've got Rode Wireless Go's, I've got shotgun mics, I've got like Sennheiser shotgun mics, I've got like the Rode Blimp, the big blimps. I've got external audio recorders such as the Zoom H5N, H5N, I think it is. I got a big mix of stuff. So obviously use it in different applications for different things. I'm going to show you guys this personal project that I'm working on. It's called Daydream. I'm actually a bit annoyed because I started filming it in September, and you know, lockdown on and off, man, it just sucks. I haven't been able to finish it. I've filmed everything. The only thing I need to do is organize the track and then film the actual center on the racetrack. So I'm working out a date to do that. I've got to contact the owner and we're going to film the center. But yeah, I'll just show you. I'll just say something really cool. The project's all over the place. It's a bit of a mess, but yeah, I'll show you guys an insight. Oh, and this is the first time I'm filming a project with an anamorphic lens. So I went and bought a Siriu 35mm anamorphic lens. Never used an anamorphic lens before, so don't worry how you see everything in the project timeline. You actually have to convert it and change it, which you'll see later on, which is another experience. So I actually think if I show you footage from earlier on here, it's got that nice really wide screen view. This is what it looks like when you film an anamorphic on the lens, and you obviously got to change it over to that stretchy. So yeah, and the EV center, I'll actually find a better shot. Let's find, yeah, so there you go, there's the little EV center, little race car. So as I said, this is like a really big passion project. I've invested thousands of dollars into making this just for fun, and you know what, like I said, I want to go bigger. I want to make cooler stuff. I'm happy to, you know, spend some of my, you know, cash that I've earned to make bigger and better stuff. You know, I just want to do stuff that's different. I love doing stuff that's just, you know, different. So giving you an insight, like I said, it's like a little kid building his Lego. He's piecing it together. Here's his brother playing on the PlayStation, goes over, and yeah, you know, his dad brings home a EV center and brings it home, and he like draws up a little racetrack, and then it's going to obviously cut between some really nice cinematic shots of him driving and then cutting to the actual real thing. Yeah, so it's, you know, cool passion project, and I'm super excited to finish putting this together. I feel like I remember this. You probably do. Hey Grace, how are ya? To hear from you. So yeah, that's a teaser of a cool project, and then you can see the anamorphic lens, the anamorphic flares. I can't wait to put this together. I've started, obviously you can see my drawer of it together, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be epic. So yeah, and the way this center looks is literally how the actual center I'm filming looks. So I got this vinyl wrapped thanks to Tarek at Most Wanted Garage. Thank you, Tarek. He actually vinyl wrapped this EV center. It's originally like this bright yellow color, and he made it look exactly like the real center. with the black with the decals in all the right places, you'll notice that it's got some ugly green calipers, but just because of this unit, how it's sold, you can't separate the wheel. Like the wheel comes with one piece with the little caliper behind it. So in post-production, I've already tried and practiced, and I'm just changing the green to the orange, like the orange to match, so you won't even tell that it was green. I think I actually did it in one of the scenes. Yeah, but yeah, it's so cool using this anamorphic lens. Super cool getting all these flares, and just like I said, doing something different. I jumped into this. I wanted to make something different. Another passion project. Willing to spend some cash, but at the same time learn. Like I've never used an anamorphic lens. I just went out and bought one, and I was like, stuff it. I'm going to learn. I'm going to try to use it. So everything's obviously manually focused shot. There's no autofocus or anything with this. You have to manually shoot every shot, every tracking shot, etc., etc. And I'm going to have to do that with the center on the track. So that actually might be awesome to live stream. Speaking about live streaming a job, I actually think I might organize someone to help me live stream me filming the center on the track for the day with the rig, with the anamorphic lens, because it's going to be a complete new learning curve for me too, because I'm going to actually have to manual focus everything. So I'm actually have to use my focus puller and stuff like that. But yeah, that's just the insight of what's to come. One of the projects. If you are familiar with my channel and you've watched some of my videos, I'm working on Midnight Heist 2. I made the first one in 2018, long overdue, but again, business got in the way. Have to focus on growing the business, have to focus on doing all that stuff. It is a full manual lens, full manual, complete full manual anamorphic lens. But the cool thing is, I don't know if when you bought the RS2, but I got the Pro combo, so it's actually got the follow focus motor with it. But what I'm actually going to do is, and I've done a bit of research on how I'm going to get this perfect, because an anamorphic lens, using it for the first time, completely manual, on a rig, I'm going to need to use, we're going to need to keep it in focus, but I still want to shoot at a low f-stop to get that nice dynamic range. So I'm actually going to invest in that LiDAR system. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it, but they do this LiDAR system, and it basically turns your manual lens into like an autofocus machine. You set the points from the closest point to the furthest point. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up on YouTube. I watched this awesome video about it. I think DJI make it. It's a LiDAR system. It goes on top of the camera, and you tune it like the closest point and the furthest point, and it automatically focus pulls to the subject, and it is mind-blowing. You turn any manual full manual lens into a full-blown autofocus machine. So I am gonna probably use that, because obviously paying for a track, it's expensive. You're not, you're on a time limit, and you want to get everything right. So there's not really time to practice at the track. So I'll probably practice and set up before and see how it will go. But yeah, I've actually seen it in person, and I could not believe it. Like, someone was using a full-blown anamorphic lens, and it was like an autofocus machine. I was like, oh, man, that's epic. I need that. But yeah, it's sick. Yeah, Ben, you're more than welcome to join. I'll definitely keep you in the loop when I'm doing it. Yeah, more help the better. Well, if you're happy to help, happy to have you come along. You can check out what I do. Yeah, more the better, man. I love it. So it was actually gonna be a pretty cool day. So it's probably gonna be I'm probably gonna film that center part during the week though, purely because the track is cheaper to rent. Yeah, so it would be during the week. So if you are available during the week, I'll let you know. And it would probably be for like 4 hours. I'd hide out for half a day. Yeah, Kim, that's the 3D system. Look it up. 3D LiDAR system. LiDAR system. I think it's, the DJI product. There's this awesome video this guy made, and he literally shows it with like 3-4 different lenses, and they're full manual focus things. And then he even showed it with like the older cameras. So say people are still using an A7S1, right? He had like an A7S1 with like a full manual cinema lens, and it turned it into a full autofocus machine. Could not believe it. I've still got my A7S2 sitting on a shelf, so it could be the good tester for it to see how well it could go with the old technology. And I think that's the coolest thing about it. It really shows you how well you can use some of your old cameras and your old lenses, that you thought would be, you couldn't purpose them anymore. It actually repurposes using all those old lenses that you thought were, it's like, oh, this is useless, So yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool how far technology's come, man. So I definitely will. I definitely need to start looking for music for this video, man. I'm tossing and turning, trying to figure out what I want to use. I just don't know. So I'm gonna have to hit up some of my SoundCloud buddies. If any of you guys are watching this who let me use their music, hit me up. Or if you know anyone, I would love to make a custom 30-minute song just for this video, and I will happily edit on live in live stream. So yeah, hit me up. If even if you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments. And yeah, thank you very much. My review of it, yeah. It will either be, this is awesome, this is sick, buy it right now like the alien Hydra mount, or throw it against the wall. But all the videos I've seen, I do a lot of research before I buy anything. You have to, especially with equipment when you're spending that like hundreds and thousands of dollars. I watched like 3 different reviews, and I really looked for like the worst reviews. I always look for like the people who like pick on it and see what they don't like about those little things, because it was even the same thing with the RS2. There's all these awesome things about it, but there's all these little nitty-gritty things that you don't really get told about until you actually experience it yourself. Like example with the Ronin M. You tell me a problem with the Ronin M, and I tell you exactly what the problem is right now. I've had every single issue with it, and I've helped so many people fix particular issues with the Ronin M when they've spazzed out or something's not working with it or goes floppy and all that type of stuff. So yeah, but based off what I've seen online, the LiDAR system definitely looks like a winner. But yeah, I'll definitely purchase one, and I'll definitely use it in one of the live streams, definitely on the center one. So yeah, I can't believe I've been online for almost 3 hours. My neck hurts. Editing on a PC Life. I actually might wrap it up for the night, just because I want to have a bit of a break from talking. My mouth is getting super dry, but I definitely am going to continue streaming on YouTube. I'm not going to do it on Twitch. I think it's more appropriate here, especially me posting all the videos here. So thank you very much for everyone who's tuning in. Everyone who's tuning in and just about to miss out, stay tuned for the next one. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. Like I said, if there's anything you guys want to see, hit me up, message me. I'll happily do it. I'm going to look into planning a live stream and filming on site whilst live streaming, so you guys can see how I bring my projects to life, and I'll even live stream me putting it together, so you can see the whole process from start to finish. So thanks, guys. I'll see you on the next one.